I teach algebra and geometry here at Thurgood. Today is March 14th, and it's Pi Day. Pi is 3.14, or is approximately 3.14, so March 14th. So pi is important because it's in almost everything that's circular, but I think pi is one of those numbers that students always know the value of, but they don't know why it's the value, or the importance behind the value, or where the value comes from. So we celebrate this math holiday. So today in my class, I wanted students to see the actual value of 3.14. I wanted them to see pi. Pi is the ratio between the circumference of a circle, so that's the distance around the circle. This is the circumference. So, and then it's the ratio between the circumference and the diameter. So the diameter goes straight through the center of the circle. And so when you divide that, you get pi. And I had students trace out circular objects. And using string, they had to measure out the diameter, and they had to figure out how many diameters fit in the circumference of a circle. So they completed this in groups. Each group got 2 objects to measure. And honestly, this task is really hard doing it solo because students have to measure, they have to cut, they have to tape. And so a lot of the students were just helping one another out, whether that be holding the tape while someone tapes something down, or holding the string while the other person cut precisely. So it's really awesome when students work in groups, and it's really helpful because different students bring different pieces of information, or they look at the problem in different ways. And so when they combine their knowledge together, it really just helps them solve the problem. So for example, when we were working on this today, there was one student who, like I said, she was really worried because the 3 diameter strings didn't make the circle, and she really wasn't sure what to do with this last 0.14 of a diameter. And so it was another student who was like 3.14. He saw the board and he's like, oh, 0.14. And so it was him who made the connection. And I think that if students were working separately, that connection wouldn't be made. I think working in groups really prepares students to just be collaborative. They learn how to work with different people. They learn how to be patient with one another, and they learn how to empathize with one another. They learn how to explain things to one another, and I feel like students learn a lot of social skills when they're working in groups, because there's always going to be, there's definitely times that students get frustrated with one another, and they have to either keep their temper in check or find a way to talk to a person to get them to do their role. Group work is really helpful for me as a teacher, because instead of me running around to every individual, I'm checking in on groups, and so students can help one another with the content, and I can either target to certain students, or I can just float around and check in with each group. But it really allows me the time to check in on everyone, and at the same time I know that everyone is also taken care of because the students take care of each other.